Welcome back, and we'll focus on chapter number 4, that is more control flow tools. So, control flows, as you know, like if you're aware of any programming language, basically they alter the execution flow. So that's why it's on like control flow. Let's take if statement, if else if ladder first, actually. So it is taking please enter an integer at the prompt it is printing and taking the input, and it is getting casted to int. Okay, casting is conversion, the whatever the string gets entered, that gets casted to int, and then it is printing please enter an integer, and you entered, let's say, 42. Like we have if else ladder. Okay, so first actually it is checked if it is less than 0. If it is less than 0, if it is negative value is entered at the prompt, first it's set to 0, and we say negative is changed to 0. If this condition is not true, okay, it could be either 0 or a positive value. If it is 0, we print 0. If it is equal to 1, we just say single, and for all other cases we say more. Okay. So this is a simple elif else ladder. So it's not else if, it is elif, just specifically for those who are coming from other programming languages. So next is for. What we are doing is we are creating a list with the cat window and yet another demonstrate. Okay. So if we are creating a list with three possible strings, and then this is a list actually, and then one we say for w in words. Okay, like print w and length of w. So we iterate over these three items. First, when we encounter cat, okay, we print cat. Also, we print the length of cat, that is 3. Okay. Next, we come here. We print window. We print length of window, that is 6. Okay. And then define straight. Okay. Now we encounter this. It has 12 characters, and we print it like that. Okay. 12. Now, let's say there is a collection or dictionary with hands status is active, Eleanor inactive, and yet another item as active. What we are doing is for user status. Okay, this is user, this is status. Okay, in users we are creating a copy of users. Okay, items. This will return all of these items. Okay, and then what we are doing is if status is inactive, that is like user and status we are catching. If status is inactive, delete user. Okay, since we can delete we delete Eleanor in this case. Okay, next is we are creating an empty collection and we are going on appending active active items to active users. So if user and status in user items, you if it is active, like what we do is active users, this is an empty collection that we would have created, and then we put the value of whatever status is there. So hands, and then this 3 triple question mark, this value gets appended. Okay, next is range. Range is a function. So whenever you say for I in range of 5, so this particular thing returns value 0, 1, 2, 3, and 4. So we print them promptly here. Next is whenever you say range 5, 10, actually 5 till 10, at 10 excluding, values get printed. Okay, so it's 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. And when you say range followed with three values inside the brackets, actually it starts with 0, goes on incrementing in steps of 3 till we reach 10. So it is 0, 3, 6, 9. Same case here, we start with -10, we go on incrementing it with adding -30 every time till we reach -100. So -10, -40, and -70. Okay. Now next is if you have a list like this, Mary had a little lamb. What we do is for I in range length of A, we print I I and A of I. So I takes value like length of A 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. So length returns value 5, and again it becomes for I in range 5. So I goes on taking value 0, 1, 2, 3, and 4. What we do is for print I, we print 0, 1, 2, 3, and 4, and index, right? Like this is 0th index, this is first, second, third, and fourth. We print like this. Okay, just if you say like at the prompt, if you say range 10, it's print range 0, comma 10. Now another way of doing it is if you say range 4, right? Range 4 returns value 0, 1, 2, and 3, and if you sum them, you get value 6. Okay. Let's look at break and continue. Break is for breaking the loops in a innermost loop, and continue is like continue with the next statement. So if you have a code like this, basically what we are doing is first outer loop, right? Like there is outer loop here. It starts with for n in range 2 comma 10, like we go on taking the outer loop values 2 till 9. Okay, and then inner loop is like 2 till this number. Okay, what we are doing here is first 9 digits, this takes first 9 digits, and then in every case, right, the innermost loop takes value 2 till that number, and what we do is divide like this inner value with outer value. Okay, n mod x is equal to 0. What we are doing is this outermost value, we are dividing it with innermost value to check whether it is 0. If it is equal to 0, that means it is not a prime number. Okay, and we print here saying n equals x star. This should have been just not a floor operator, this should have been n by x. Okay, and since it is like giving a value, mod operation is giving a value 0, and it is not a prime number, we break, or else what we say it is a prime number. Okay, we print the prime number. So what we are doing is like for n in range 2 comma 10, like first 9 numbers we are taking, and inner loop, like this is outer loop, this is inner loop. Inner loop, what we are doing is we go till 2 till that number. Okay, so this number goes on altering from 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 till 9. We take every time what we do is we divide the outer number with inner number. If it is mod operation is equal to 0, it means it is a it's not a prime number. In all the cases it's a prime number. Next is same something similar. What we do is we take value num in range 2 comma 10. If number modulo 2 operator is equal to 0, meaning it is an even number, we just say found even number. Since we have found even number, we say continue, meaning we print the even number and then go to next value here, and this continues. Okay, and if the number is not divisible by 2, we say found an odd number and we print it. Okay, so this is the output here. Next is pass statement. Pass statement is a placeholder. We just say while true pass and do nothing. When you run this code, it keeps waiting at the prompt until you press Ctrl C to come out. Okay. Now classes are getting introduced for the first time. So if you want to create a class with a minimal class, if you want to create, you just say class my empty class and just say pass. Okay. And same thing is true for functions. If it is init log and accepting a list as one of the list, you just say pass, and later you implement it. Next is match, which is just like a switch statement in other programming languages. So you just check on the status. Okay, and match status, first you create a kind of a switch statement, and then you go on checking the value. If it is 400, you say bad request. If it is 404, not found. 418, like some I'm a teapot. And then this is wildcard underscore, like a star in Unix shell. Like if this always gets matched, if these three do not match, you just print, like this gets caught here. Okay. Similarly, you could also do case 401 or 403 or 404. Like these multiple values you can pass separated by or operator. Then this just say return not allowed. Next, we will take a case for tuple. You could also use tuples to do matching. So match point, okay, if it is 0 value is there in the point, just say it is the origin because 0 is origin. And if x is 0 and y is equal to having some value, then we are on the y-axis, so just print y equal to whatever value. If x is there and y is 0, it's on the x-axis, you print x. Like this is a case where it is neither on the x-axis nor on the y-axis, so you print those values. And if it doesn't match any of these four cases, then you say value error, not a point. Okay. Again, like this is a class over here. Point is of type point is a class, and it has two data members like x and y, both are of type integer. So like now let's say we define a function like this. Where is the point? We want to know where the point is. So match point. If it is 0 origin, okay, it is on x like here in this case y-axis, here on x-axis. Somewhere this is a case like which hasn't matched with any of these three. So you just say somewhere else. For other cases, like it is not a point. Okay, now what we are doing here. Okay, match point, like you could also pass multiple points to match, right? Like typical cases, like list of points. If it is empty, then you say no points. If it is there is only one point of class that we just spoke some time back, we say it is origin. Like if it is x and y, a single point, okay, and then if it is like there are 2 points, point 1, point 2. So what you say is 2 point on y-axis, okay. So there can be multiple cases like that. If it is like, let's say, I mean, it is not written over here. If there is something like point, let's say x1 comma 0, point x2 comma 0, then you could have said 2 points on x-axis and you could print them. So multiple cases arise here, and other cases you say something else, okay. And then okay, next is match point. If you're passing like a point xy, if x is equal to y, okay, you just say y is equal to x at x. Like, and then this is a case where it is on a diagonal because x and y are of same value. For other cases you say not on diagonal, okay, because if x is not equal to y, it's not on diagonal. Okay, next let's talk about enum. Enum is also like a concept which is quite popular in other programming languages, basic programming languages. So what you do is enum can take a value red, green, blue. Okay, so what you do is like you ask the user to enter a choice, either red, blue, or green. Like that is accepted via input function, and then you cast it to color. Okay, color is this thing, and if color dot red, okay, if color is red, you say I see red. Like if it is green, you say grass is green. If it is blue, I am feeling the blues. So you can print like that. So enums are also possible in Python. Now, yeah, how do we define functions? Defining functions is one of the most important concepts. What we do is like you put something like this def fib n and then colon here, okay, like A comma B multivariable initialization with values 0 and 1. If A is less than n, okay, whatever number of values you want Fibonacci still, that would have got passed here. So A starts with 0. If A is less than n, print the value A, and A comma B you initialize with, you assign with B comma A plus B. So A takes the value B, B takes the value A plus B, and we iterate. Okay, see here, the colon is here, so it gets repeated till what point? Till point A is less than n, and then just say we print and come out of it. Okay, but here you notice end is equal to, we are just passing a value like this, so these values 0, 1, 1, 2, 3, 5, they don't get printed on a new line every time. They are printed continuously till the value 2000. Now let's say if you put at the, if you type at the prompt fib, like function fib, it just says for fib is function, and you could assign f is equal to fib, and whenever you say f of 100, first 100 Fibonacci numbers get printed. Now let's see another way of defining fib2. Here what we are doing is we are creating an empty list over here, and then we are going on appending to this empty list that we would have created in the beginning, and then we return that result. Otherwise it is same as the fib that we studied some time back. Yeah, next is default argument values. Default argument values, whenever you say this is called positional parameter, these are called non-positional parameters. So whenever you say equal to, default value becomes 4. For this reminder, default value becomes please try again. So these are kind of mandatory, and these are optional parameters. Okay, wherever there is an equal sign, they are kind of optional parameters, meaning one may pass them or may not pass them. So what you say is while equal to true, meaning always. Okay, while true, always. At the prompt we say input prompt, whatever is entered at the prompt, we accept it via input into the OK. If it is of y yes, okay, meaning yes, okay, we say return true. If it is n, no, nope, okay, we return false. And then this is a case where n no is entered, so we retries value we decrement by 1, and then if retry has reached a negative, okay, meaning maximum number of attempts are exhausted, you just say value error, invalid user response, and print the reminder. Okay. Next. Yeah, if you say something like this, I is equal to 5, def f of r equal to I, print r, okay, I is equal to 6. When you invoke like this, f function, when you invoke, the value gets assigned with the default value, that is 5 in this case, so it will print 5. Yeah, most important thing, like whenever you are using mutable parameters like lists, etc., and if it is done like this, every time whenever you invoke the function, the list goes on growing, meaning like ideally when you say, if you say 1, in this case only 1 should be printed, in this case 2 should be printed, in this case 3 should be printed, but this, since list is initialized only once and it is mutable, like every time whenever you invoke it, it goes on appending to that, so it becomes 1, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, and if this behavior is not needed, meaning if this behavior is not the behavior that we expect, it should be done like this, L equal to none. Next is there could be a function like this parrot, which takes positional parameter voltage and non-positional parameter state equal to a stiff action equal to whom, and type is equal to Norwegian blue. You can invoke it in multiple ways. Okay, this function is like printing multiple strings. So what we are doing is, if you pass to this 1000, voltage is 1000. This is fine. Okay, if voltage is equal to 1000, okay, what happens is you are passing one keyword argument, and voltage is equal to some value, action equal to this. Okay, in each of these cases, let's see what happens. Okay, uh, so this is voltage is equal to 1000, and then action equal to whom, and then three values you are passing, three positional arguments, and then like 8000 state is equal to pushing up daisies. Okay, one positional, one keyword. Now, if you see, what happens is. Yeah, like these are all valid cases. Okay, these are all valid cases. But if you say something like this, because voltage you wanted, you passed it with value 1000, that is fine. If you invoke voltage is equal to mandatory parameter plus yet another optional parameter, that is fine. Here two keyword arguments you're passing, this the following. These are all valid cases, okay? But however, these are invalid. Why? Because these are valid cases. These are all valid cases. These are invalid cases. If you say parrot without any parameter, you expected voltage, but voltage is not there. Voltage is not there. So this is not accepted. Voltage is equal to 5.0 and then dead. Okay. Python will not know dead. That should be assigned with what? So that gets rejected. Like parrot 110, voltage is equal to 220. Okay, here we are passing voltage twice. Okay, so this is duplicate. Now parrot actor equal to John, please. This is also rejected because you wanted a there are two reasons here. You wanted a mandatory parameter that is missing. In addition to that, Python will not know actor is what actually, what it should be assigned with. Okay. Now, yeah, let's say def function a pass. Okay, and if you say function 0 comma a is equal to 0, what we are doing is first a is we are passing 0 to a. Also, we are saying a equal to 0. So this is got multiple values for arguments. Yeah. Next is like functions like this. Cheese shop, cheese shop. Like it is taking kind, a list of type arguments which is list, and dictionary which is keyword. So what we are doing is we are printing first these two lines over here, and then what we are doing is, if sorry, for arg in arguments, this list, print r. Okay, so this list we go on printing continuously, and then 40 hyphens we print, and then we start iterating over keywords, and for each of these keywords we print keyword colon key values. Okay, so if somebody has called this function like this, okay, in this case what will happen, Limburger is a kind. Okay, so this value gets substituted here. Do you have any Limburger? Okay, that's a question. I'm sorry, we are all out of Limburger. And then what we do is, we start iterating over this list over here. This list is, it is very funny, sir. It is really very, very funny. It is very runny, sir. So these two, this and this gets printed here. Okay, and then we start iterating over these shopkeeper, client, and sketch. So what happens is, since these are kind of key value pairs, we print each one of them separated by colon because of this code. Okay. Yeah, next we encounter positional and keyword. Okay, like what I was referring to as non-mandatory parameters, they are called keyword parameters. So mandatory parameters are positional parameters. So when you say pose 1, compose 2. These are positional only. And then if it is positional or keyword, there will be a forward slash and star only, keyword only. Okay, so whenever you define a function like this, these become mandatory parameters or positional parameters, and then forward slash. Whenever you put the the next set of parameters could be positional or keyword, but when you put star followed by any parameters, they become keyword only. Now, why we are studying this is because all the Python documentation that you see, right, like whenever you refer the APIs, they would have got defined like this. So if you know what are they, it is useful while reading Python API documentation while you refer certain library APIs. Okay. Now, let's say there are functions like this. So this is standard arg, which is taking arg and we are printing it, and then arg followed by forward slash. Okay, we are printing arg, and then keyword only, star arg. Actually, we are printing arg. Now, yeah, combined is a case where there is positional, and let's say positional and keyword only. So in this case, we print position only, standard and keyword. Now whenever you invoke with the standard arg equal to 2, like this case, okay, 2 gets printed, arg equal to 2, okay, same case, this gets printed, 2 gets printed, and positional only. Okay, whenever equal to 1, still we are passing value 1. Okay, this gets invoked, and then arg, right, whatever mandatory parameter that gets printed here. However, if you say positional only, and if you say r equal to 1, let's say here case positional only, r equal to 1. Okay, what happens is got some positional only argument passed as keyword. Okay, see here. Ideally, we shouldn't have passed it or called it with in a way keyword functions are called. Okay, now keyword only, right? Keyword only arg3. Yeah, like see star 3. Like what happens in this case? It prints a message saying takes 0 positional arguments, but 1 was given. Okay, ideally whenever you invoke keyword only argument, there should be equal sign. Okay, now however if you say equal, it is perfectly fine, 3 gets printed. And this is a combined case. Okay, combined case, you are passing 1 to 3, it is saying takes 2 positional arguments but 3 are given, so this is also considered as positional argument. Okay, now, if you say one standard equal to 2 and then keyword equal to 3, so this is perfectly fine, that's get printed. However, this in this case, if you make it keyword only, like this is 1 to 3 gets printed. Now, if you make pose only equal to 1, keyword standard equal to 2, keyword equal to 3, got some positional only arguments passed as keyword. What was that? That was this. Okay, pose only. Yeah, you could refer a few more cases here. Now, yeah, this is a quick recap. Whatever mandatory parameters, right? Mandatory parameters are taken like this: pose 1, pose 2, and then positional or keyword parameters follow after forward slash, and keyword only gets followed after star. Now, there could be a list and there could be a function with multiple items, right? File, a separator, and star. The way it gets invoked is here is not invoking. Like whenever the way it gets invoked is you need to say star followed by that value. So file, write, separator, join, args. So this it is incomplete function declared over here, but this is how you could create a function with arbitrary arguments. Okay. Yeah. Yeah, this is the thing that I was talking about. So, like this, if you are invoking a arbitrary argument list function, well, the way to do it is just create r equal to a list, and then you need to say star. So range three star three, it becomes range kind of 3 comma 6, and then this becomes 3 4 5 6 excluded. So the list gets assigned value 3 4 5. Yeah, next is lambda expressions. If you look at lambda expressions, lambda are anonymous functions. Okay, whenever it is lambda x, it gets evaluated as x plus n. So if you pass value, make increment to 42, in this case n is 42. Whenever you say f of 0, 42 plus 0, 42 gets printed. And whenever it is 1, it is 42 plus 1, 43 gets printed. Okay. Next is a case pairs. We are defining pairs like this. List of tuples, 1 comma 1, 2 comma 2, 3 comma 3, 4 comma 4. Like what we are doing is when you say pairs dot sort key equal to lambda pair of pair 1, meaning we are sorting on the basis of this is 0, this is 0, this is 1, this is a pair 0, this is pair 1. So whenever we are sorting on this thing 1 2 3 and 4, right? When you print pair, because f appears alphabetically before o, f4 gets printed, O appears alphabetically before T, one gets printed, and then there are two cases of T. So H appears before W, so 3 gets printed and then 2 gets printed. This is documentation, whenever you say print my function doc, whatever you would have put as a document, that gets printed. Yeah. Next is function annotations. The way we do it is here, ham is of type str, x is of type str, and is equal to x. This is the default value, and most important, this is return value. Str is return value. Yeah, like we covered. Let's meet in the next chapter on data structures. Okay, thank you.